Now, as we start the conversation with M. I want to remind you guys that, especially those who are ardent listeners of Showbiz Agenda, when Money released the Rapper 101, Ricky Rick was here with us, and he did some analysis on that. Now that Money is here, I'm sure it will be good for him to clear all those allegations he put out. And I don't know if maybe Money heard that thing or saw the video somewhere. He actually said the Rapper 101 song was a hit to or at some people. M.anifest, was that true? You start playing that song, I'll be getting all the points. For instance, where you said he's always wearing dark in the as in glasses in the dark, people said, oh, he was talking about Sarkodie. He also said always he claims like he doesn't like the cameras, but always on Instagram, blah blah blah. Photo greetings. So today, Money, you have the mic. The whole world is listening.
Let me tell you something. I later on, somebody sent me the link and I listened with fascination. Your breakdown analysis of Rapper 101, and I realized that that's the power of music. If you're able to put out ideas that allow people to dissect it their own way. Look, long and short is that song Rapper 101 is quite simple. It is a satirical look at how we try so hard. We put up appearances in trying to be rappers or entertainers. That at some point, the perception we put out that helps us, we become prisoners to that same perception. You go everywhere, you forward the shit. Actually, instead of the perception that helps us get up the ladder, benefiting us personally, we become trapped in those things. So it was me taking a look at that. So if you even notice at the third verse, Mr. I said M.anifest, so she good day, be an ad and the cornbread, all these kind of things, because at a point in time, people knew me to be wearing all these chains, and it was such a burden in the sense of who now in China, the only M.anifest. I understand. So I think it was just satire, and I'm never afraid to be misunderstood. So that song, some people were upset, but I mean, it was just a clever take on how we become prisoners.
So though it was satirical, still you were taking a dig at some one or two happenings, which obviously we could link people to them. I
think if it's clever and true, you can put the hat on different people and it will fit. That's what makes it interesting, in that regard. But we have known that if I want to mention names, I can. So don't speculate. Have you ever mentioned any name like that? I believe when it came to mentioning names, I did. Yes, I don't shy away from anything in that regard.
Which one did you mention the name? I'm still trying to. Yeah. Guys, any of you can help? No, I'm trying to remember one day you were so particular that this.
But it's fine that I release such songs and then people have their own takes on it. So Rapper 101 is actually the fans that forced me to release a song, because almost I'm in release here. So then I went to the studio that day. The song was already there, and we just did a quick mix and master and put it out.
I see. So does it mean what these days no more big chains because your neck was breaking?
The funny thing, for 3 or 4 or even 5 years, I haven't been wearing them, but people haven't noticed. Yeah,
because all your photos still have them kind of.
Not necessarily. Actually, they still see different things. They definitely see more rings and other accessories, but because the image is there. That's the beautiful thing about kind of tricking people with how you comfortably want to present yourself. So, but I make sure I evolve. People notice me with the hats now, but 3 years ago I wasn't wearing hats. But now in their minds it's like, oh, if they see me and they see somebody in the shadow with a hat and a beard is M.anifest. So I think for me, I've been okay to evolve, but to be consistent as who I am. So they changed. I've been chainless for like a good 4 or 5 years.
I think I've heard you somewhere also put out an argument that how you look is not branding. And now that we're talking about the chains, you are not wearing them, but in the picture we still see them kind of. How do you still defend that point that how you appear is not branding alone?
It is not branding. It is authentic. It is me. This branding business, because in a sense, if you can be your authentic self, and then pronounce it. Like, so I'm my authentic self, but yeah, I do work with stylists, etc. So they are not trying to give me an idea or an image. They are trying to enhance what it is I already want to present or represent. You know, with hats, one day I would literally walked into a store. I traveled somewhere and I tried on some hats. They beat me, and then one of me and my stylists, one of them were like, okay, you know, maybe that's the new thing. Let me. And he was also into hats, making hats, etc. So all I'm saying is that it wasn't like So yeah, there is a conscious effort to go from what is authentic to me and what I love to making it a consistent imaging thing. Of course, I'm intentional. I'm not even going to pretend like. What I meant was that, and you see it tenacity, I say, okay, you know, today I'm going to start wearing like 3-piece kente because no. It has to come from a genuine, authentic place. Yeah.
Now, the way you look, has it ever attracted any ambassadorial deals to you ever?
Yeah. Actually, quite early on when I came back, because I was actually print heavy then. I remember, I had a 1 year or 2 year relationship with Woodin at the time. Yeah.
And what was really the deal that always you have to put on something about them?
No, not necessarily. I think there were different kind of I don't want to say activations, like different kind of collaborations that we both brought to the table, whether for them is certain events or going to the factory workers. Definitely about posts as well, but there was a bit of freedom around it because it was already natural to me. So in a sense, it's not like somebody had to force anybody. They didn't have to call my manager and say, please, it's been 2 months. M.anifest doesn't want wood. It was natural. I could get a tailor to make me stuff. So yeah. So it was for a short time period. It was quite early. So big up to them for that. But I think the relationship felt
still tight.
No, it's not tight. We stopped dealing a long time ago. No beef. It's just like
it ended. And there hasn't been any conscious effort to push it again. Yeah,
you have to. As the reputation gets bigger and the fan base gets bigger, the
money should also get bigger.
Exactly.
I know what you mean.
It's business. It's nothing.
I know. Are you going to be part of the Creative Arts Forum tomorrow?
I have no idea what's going on. I don't know where it's going on. Eventually, maybe I understand that.
I'm holding.
I actually have no idea about this thing.
You don't know there is going to be a Creative Arts Forum tomorrow?
I don't know.
I see. The Ministry of Creative Arts, they are organizing a forum for
There's a Ministry of Creative Arts.
Oh, money.
I thought it was under like tourism and culture.
Yes, still together. Ministry of Creative Arts, Tourism and Culture.
Oh, okay. Revamped. Remixed. It's been remixed. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
There has been an overhaul. Yeah.
Wow. Abrofuck.
Hey.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So they have put us together. They want us to meet at the National Theatre tomorrow to have a discussion on the industry.
I wasn't invited.
You were not invited?
No, I haven't received any invitation. So the next one. So let's talk about it when the next one I receive an invitation.
Good morning to Socrates Safo. We've discussed this particular issue this morning as to why they have not extended individual invitation to some particular people in the game. And he said, it's an open invitation. If you think about the industry, you hear and you'll be there.
That's fine. If that's the kind of thing, it's a forum, it's fine. If I haven't heard of it, nobody needed to tell me personally. I'm not that important. But that's a chance we take in terms of if it's an open forum. Maybe if it was loud on my networks, I would have heard about it. But I haven't heard about it, honestly. I see.
Clue. That is okay. There is this directive from FDA about celebrities doing an endorsement for alcoholic beverages.
I remember, yeah.
Do you think it is good for the industry, like money? He can be used to endorse Casa Preco, to add some money to his account and all that. And this thing, some people think it is really taking money from artists and celebrities. I want to get your opinion on that.
I found it a strange regulation that they try to implement. Instead of acknowledging the influence of artists and creators and other popular people, they are trying to cage it. They are fearing the influence. Where in the world have you seen influence not being used positively, economically, and other things to grow economies and other things. I mean, so, but yes, creatives and artists and other people are influential. So yeah, they're afraid that children, other people look up to them. Right? But your fear of that should should be transmitted in how, in your home or whatever thing you raise your children. It can't be a stranger's responsibility. And so for me, I thought it was absolutely bizarre, and it makes no sense to me. There's no precedent here. Look, there needs to be. I think sometimes the camouflage for this is there are people in certain places and they're just religious, and they might apply that to it. And that's why I believe. I have no. It's a speculation. Because it's kind of bizarre. Everything is about being responsible. Drink responsibly, do this responsibly, do this responsibly, make children responsibly, etc. So I think the regulation might not be to just go that far to strip things down, but to maybe make sure that the fine print is always pronounced, that people are not just blatantly just selling things and not caring about how it affects people, especially minors. But it was a bit bizarre to me.
I see. Now, can I say that some of these bizarre things happening are the issues you addressed on Burna Boy's song, Another Story?
Yeah, definitely.
What was really the theme of your verse on the song?
I think when we were recording that thing, we didn't even discuss it because it's quite immediate what that song is about, how we got here, if you think about it. So I started looking at sort of the current modern day Ghana, and really, big man get the motorcade, big man's in the Escalade, hustle just the Escalades. But March 6th we go celebrate. We still celebrate our independence like as if when it rains, we
won't get flood.
We won't get flood, and the whole city stops functioning properly. Yesterday, Accra was barely functioning. So, we like to. We should have pride in ourselves as a people, but we should have pride in the work we're able to do to develop and progress. So that was part of what I'm saying. That Ghana and Nigeria, unfortunately, you have similar problems, traffic problems, etc. But it's just more pronounced there. But at the end, I come up with a bit of optimism. If you meet me from Fimu, or minus say I in Timu, Ashimi, but meet me Fimu. So at the end of the day, I come with a little bit of optimism to say, like, look, if the thing's sport, we are day inside. So at least my mind for day, let's make sure that we try and go on the right track. So yes, it was a critique on where we've come from, where we are now. The fact that it's not working. It's not working for most people. It's not working. Those even with small cash, it's not working. And those who don't have credit, it's not working at all. You understand? I mean, this same traffic that 98% of us are in. But now I think you can pay for a motorcade, right?
Yeah, if you write to the police service. Yeah, if you write to the police service, they can do that for you.
It's irritating me. I did the traffic inside. It's irritating. Most people are irritated.
I know. Now, on the same song, you had a certain percentage of tree in there.
Yeah.
Knowing you were doing something on maybe a foreigner, I was not expecting the money I know to be doing some percentage of tree, but then you did it. What was that conviction? It's organic. I think because it's a very vibely track. The very not the contradiction, but the paradox of that track is that it's very vibely. If you listen to just beat and melody and everything, it's very vibely. Almost, it's a banger in that regard. But the subject matter is quite heavy. So in it being vibely, I'm not doing this super rapper thing. No, I had to deliver a message clearly, and I think that's what came to me at the end. And also, I remember KLP, the producer, also being encouraging, like, look, I like it when you do melodies, there are people who, when they listen to my songs, they forget them. These are things that some people also gravitate to, that aspect of me. Or Charlie, or they have it, etc. So I just put a little bit of that in me, and I didn't really think about it, that the language thing. It was just, if the one way, it would complete the story. So it wasn't. But then did you take time to explain to them what you meant, because they did not understand that language?
I don't remember explaining it.
Okay.
Somebody else might have. We were just.
They just loved the vibe.
Vibing. Yeah, we were just vibing. Yeah, and it was. I think it's one of those songs features that I did that I think is great because I think in the future I will remember this.
Okay. Now, how is the M.anifest influence in Nigeria like?
My influence. Wow. Nigeria is influencing Ghana. We were not influencing them.
But I'm doing this.
No. In terms of I think there is a growing respect for me over there, and I think within this next year and a half, etc., with more releases, we're probably going to see a greater impact from me. But I think what I've noticed is that the people who get to know me in Nigeria very quickly understand the pedigree, the level.
When did this growing respect you are talking about, when did it start?
You know, one interesting, I was on a press run in Lagos a couple of weeks ago. A lot of the stations I went to, I'm trying to promote new music, the one with Simi, etc. But on their own, the DJs that were pulling up Forget Them, interesting enough. That's from 2015.
Wow.
So they were playing that themselves, some of those people. So it was very interesting to me. And so part of our issue that we've had as Ghanaian artists is I don't think we've properly investigated the kind of influence or when our music is making waves, because sometimes we're not even there and present, or when we go and be present, we don't really do the rounds to really understand what's going on. So the long and short of it is, it's a very difficult thing for me to say, because in the past I have also done stuff with people like Brimo on Nowhere Cool. Maybe that would have resonated with some people as well. I've done stuff with Olamide last year, and he's always bigged me up, etc. So that also probably contributed more. Now there's the Simi, Burna Boy, etc. So I think it's happening in its own various ways and just connecting. And so now when I release my own stuff like Big Mad with Simi, then we try and look at, of course, and I don't know, you look at the analytics, you go and see which countries and things are coming from. So yeah, but I'm hoping for a growing influence.
But is it because you now have a song with Simi, that's why you've taken the time to go do some promo there, or you've done that before as M.anifest even without any Nigerian connection?
No, I've done press there, but I haven't done this kind of intentional press run where I have PR there that is actually putting together something on this magnitude, because we are moving different now. I think this is going to be a completely different rollout plan. I think after years, unfortunately, let me tell you that after years and years of being in the music business, I now better understand it. And we are moving as such. It's not the deal. It is really what you are doing to really make ends, and what you put in and where you have to make certain investments, etc. We are very interested in the day-to-day aspect of things. Yeah, but now, so it's because this album rollout, we have certain ideas of how to move in that regard, and doing Lagos press runs is an important one.
I see. Now, the connection with Simi, to those of us who might not know, how did they start? Studio session where? In Nigeria, in Ghana?
Ghana.
Okay.
We recorded it in Ghana. Mike Mills produced it. We went to Kwame Yeboah's studio that day to work out of there that day. Simi was like, she had done a show here, I believe, and it was 12:30 in the afternoon. Her flight was 6 p.m. So I went to pick her at 12:30. We didn't know whether we'd record or not. Just let's go and vibe. And somehow we created the beat from scratch and the song within that time, and took her back to her hotel before she got to the airport. So I don't even know. It was a miracle, actually, if I think about it, that it happened within that time frame. But we had connected previously before that, so there was an intention for us to work together, and we made it happen. It was very easy and effortless. So
I see. Now, let me compare what you did with her and maybe to the Western world, where you would have to go through record labels, agreements signed here, sharing of proceeds, rights, and all those things. Did you do all this with her?
I've been doing that with people. And the tragedy is that in Ghana, sometimes when you ask people for, so what are the splits? People don't even have basic contracts. They're not registered as writers, as different things. So yeah, all that was done. We make the music, but after we make the music, the business of the music should be correct so that we all can benefit from it. There's these standard. There's nothing really absurd about after making music, doing the right thing. You don't wait for something to happen. Don't wait, for instance, for Kasapreko to say, okay, we want to use that song, and then you haven't really done the business with the producer or the featured artist, etc. Then all of a sudden it becomes a fight because it's like, no, I should be getting 30%, etc. You should try and do the business well. I mean, I'm nowadays I'm being careful. I've done features where people have not even there's no agreement on anything. You understand? But that's not happening again. Forget it.
Now you keep saying nowadays. Why? What is happening now?
That's what I'm saying.
Is it a new management? A new?
No. We're just moving differently. We're moving differently. The more you know, if you know better, you do better. You know, we are not chasing fame. We are chasing actual success to be able to have the impact and the revenue and all those things that's associated with the doing well in the business, not chasing moments, etc. And I feel, and I'm fortunate enough for, I think, to be grateful to the fans for also helping me be in that position. I've not released a song this year. Rapper 101 was like something, I just do it. In the past, we would be very worried about relevance. Oh, blah blah blah. No, but now it's about strategy, and we know that being able to be impactful. Moments like I know that I can go on Tim Westwood and I'll have you talking for a week.
That's true.
It's more important than just throwing everything at the wall and hoping it sticks. So that's what I'm saying. We're just moving differently. And I have the same manager. We're family.
Okay.
You know, and also the thing about it is I think we just are finding better common ground in how we both want to see what we do, how we want to achieve it. Because sometimes artists, we can be impatient.
I know.
I would have released this project in February if it was left to me. But I would have missed out on certain opportunities that were important to try and make happen from the time the album is finished to time it's released. Charlie, we want to find a thing. You know, because in my mind, I'm already almost finished with the next one after that. So in my mind, Charlie, you understand? But it doesn't work well that way, you know. Everywhere else, not everywhere else, but when you start experiencing things in London and even in South Africa, you realize that the business is structured. Nothing is by accident. People are seeing a lot of these things happen. They are engineered. Success in the music business is engineered. It is not. The flukes are 0.1%. You know, so with that knowledge, you have to start doing some engineering yourself. Otherwise, you would have Empha, and you be 80 years old thinking, oh, when can I get my next show before you can eat? I mean, no, it doesn't.
Now, so what are the details on the album that we should know?
The project is coming. I won't give you a date, but I'll tell you that it's coming in less than a month.
Okay.
It's called The Gamble.
The Gamble.
The Gamble, yes, The Gamble. We put out the first single, Big Mad featuring Simi. We put out the audio. We put out the video. We put out another single before we released it as well. Another heavy hitter feature. Probably can guess, but I will not deny or confirm.
Oh, we already have that information. You have something with Sack coming up. That one we've heard.
Oh, okay. That's not on my album.
It's not on your album.
No, that's his.
Oh, that's his.
Yeah, I did a feature for him. Yeah.
Oh, so that big hit, is he a Ghanaian or foreigner?
Not Ghanaian, no.
Oh, I see.
No, but I have a lot of.
I'm
excited about.
Arnold says Jay-Z.
He said.
He said Jay-Z.
Jay Wire.
Jigayo. No, Arnold knows that.
But the next one is a big tune. I play. You know, sometimes when you make the music, after a while you move on to other things. I've played that song. It gets me emotional.
I see.
Very emotional. It's a big tune.
And that one is coming before the album release proper.
Yes. I'll only tell you the title of it. I'll tell you what it's called tomorrow. That's it. Hashtag tomorrow. You can hashtag it right now online. But I will not say anything else about it.
I see. Thank you so much, Money. Here we are not done, but then let's listen to the Big Mad, and we're talking about the song title alone, Big Mad. I know. How would you explain this in tree? How would you say this in tree?
But I'm Kessie.
But I'm Kessie,
like grand madness.
Edam Kessie.
Before Kessie, big mad. Like I grow mad.
But mad. Mad not the battery more.
Wait. You have removed.
No, not the literal. Oh, I see what you mean. Not the literal mad though. I'm mad at you.
Me boy fool.
Yeah.
Like grand anger.
Yeah.
Kessie.
Bodam Kessie. The Anna Chief Charles Yenibi.
Chief exactly. Chief.
Who's the youngest person in your staff?
This man. Yeah.
With
Chief Charles
21 and IBB.
I beg, teach them these terms so that they are cool.
No, Money. I want you to admit that you are telling us you are someone who cheats more. The way you started talking about it.
Cheetah?
Not the animal cheetah.
A tiger? What? No, I think from Zoe Nibon.
I think that is the answer. And also, the rubber that was found on you.
The rubber issue.
It's for safety.
No, you don't have to make sense. You just have to speak.
Independent.
You just have to talk. You don't have to make sense because it won't make sense.
I see.
You know, I think.
And then ladies would love this song more.
Yes,
because it speaks their language.
It speaks their language. And,
well, not to cut you, but the funny thing is, it also allows a man to be vulnerable and beg and to be vulnerable. Somebody was having a show on another station. She has a late night show, and she sent me a screenshot when they sent WhatsApp messages. Basically, there was a guy who's lost his girl who's trying to use some of the words from Big Man to get her. He's like, sorry, I took her for granted, but I'm still watering these seeds we planted. So I also to give the guys
some vibes.
You're absolutely right. It's more inclined towards women. I think you're absolutely right, which is good. Whenever you have that female energy on a track,
it works.
It works that way.
It works.
So I picked the line. He says, "Baby, I'm your cow. Come and milk me."
I'll go be your cash cow. Go ahead, milk me.
Yeah, I know, right? Right,
Sammy, because you want to make somebody smile at the same time when you're trying to make this apology that you know they hear.
I think he's come a long way, and I like his newfound world. You know, where now business. You know what I mean? Business and
it no be noise.
It no be noise. It be the business. You know, nothing is achieved by fluke. In the music business, you need to engineer it. And when he started, saying those lines, I started thinking about Willie Roy. He will make such statements. Nothing is by mistake. Everything is well planned and executed. And if you know the business, you will know how to go about it. I think one problem we have down here is the fact that and I won't blame most people because we follow the fame more than the business. And when we get the fame and we are now hungry, we start thinking about the business. But we had been long gone. And coming back to start the business will take time. And perhaps we are not ready to go through the hardship that time comes with. Because you didn't start it from the beginning. So you would be earning the little that you should have earned earlier on. So you've grown more than what you're earning. It's just like making a lot of noise online and not making the noise where money will be coming from. You see, you have everything, but you wouldn't have the money. So I am very happy he's seen it and he's doing business. And not just him, most of the guys now are looking at the business side. Including that Hafco. Yeah. This morning he gave a new book. Now he even gives you more London examples than Ghana.
Just 2 weeks stay.
Just London. 2 weeks stay. This one he gave about 18 examples. 17 from London.
Yeah, in London.
I got to a time you were even tired.
In London, example.
In London.
Wow.
But Sonny has done so well for him.
Yeah.
But Sammy, I'm happy and we can't wait for the Gambo. I like the title, the Gambo.
Yeah.
We'll wait for it.
Thank you so much. And ultimately, that I have to go through.
Yeah,
and I'm sure you say in London. Yeah.
Sammy? Yeah. I like M.anifest because he's the English version of Obrafo.
Yeah.
You know, lyricism, wordplay, like he's on another level. And I think there's something about this very song. People thought you can't stay on a hot beat. There's a perception like that. You know,
who painted that perception?
It's out there. It's out there. People thought when you did you and Obrafo, the one other Sini, people thought that you were hustling on the beat. I remember I had a conversation with some, you know, industry gatekeepers, and they're like, oh, money there, lay back beats and kwa and all of that. But you see,
the first time they heard me was Makama. There was nothing laid back about it.
No, you know, people like you because of the nature of your voice.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you rap, somebody might think you're slow. But if the person tries to rap alongside with you, then he gets to know that you are actually on a faster pace. So, you know, but I like M.anifest.
Thank you.
He's about the lyricism, and that is what every artist must be about. Because if your song does not make somebody cry or does not make somebody happy and all of that, you are not doing nothing. You know, so I appreciate yes. I appreciate him. For I have a line from your song, is it Those Shall Cut to Heaven, where you said the hype machine mean, but they won't imprison us.
Yeah, got him.
As a matter of fact, it got to all of us because the hype machine does not favor us, you know, but it is not imprisoning us. We're still working hard, you know. So for me, I think that line actually was something huge. Even yesterday, I even wrote it on my Facebook timeline.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we appreciate it. And the fact that, you know, I think the growth of every artist is to see the business side. When you're growing, you see the business side. This will all the trolling that they troll me.
Just do the last example.
You know,
Just do the last
So there
example.
was an
Let's
artist
go.
in the UK. Yeah?
no, you see, it's like the system has become some way. So when you are in, everything is normal to you. But probably when you get out, and then when you come, then because I'm sure the business side that you spoke about was not really inspired by Ghana, because I had to be very normal. Exactly, because everything is normal here. So for me, I think the growth of every artist is to experience that and focus also on the business side, and that is where your future belongs.
Thank
you. I think I'm all for it.
The London example came finally. Nana, Kobichi, Nana, please, quick. Our time is up. Queen Hazel, good morning to you, madam. And I'm sure you want to say something to Money, eh? Okay,
Okay,
Bro.
so M.anifest is a pen problem. Anybody who listens to
I know, don't laugh. It's a pen problem.
It's a pen problem.
Allow it.
Anybody who writes, whether you're a poetic spoken word artist, you're a writer, whatever, when you listen to M.anifest, you are challenged. Like, as he was playing the record, I had another article in my mind. You get it? Because I was challenged by a certain line in the song. I feel like, no, this guy, they write too much. I for write song. But, I mean, it's beautiful when you hear a M.anifest record. Like, I'm a huge fan. He knows it. His manager knows it. I'm a huge fan. On Miss Africa, he's a number one. I think it's one of our most played songs. Big man.
I see.
Yeah.
Big up Muse.
So yeah, I mean, big up M.anifest. I like artists who are trying to not stay different, but to be themselves.
Okay.
There's a big difference. Some artists try to be different by what they call alternative, and they lose themselves. And there are those who are themselves, and then when they come out, they are different to people. But they never lack. One problem in this industry is when you ask a new artist what is the game plan, he has no idea, because the system didn't, or when what he saw as a system does not help him to build before he comes in. So they all jump in with the idea of, if I get a hit song, no, I'll go chop. And then when the hit song come and if in the lights dim, then he's gone. I have so many examples.
Okay.
We should all take our time and listen. One thing, let's invest
The
more.
wrapping up, boss.
Let's invest more into the digital sector, right? Build your digital audience by doing good music. If you want to make more money on the Spotify and the iTunes, not noise, make good music so that I can refer you to people. People can add you to their playlist.
Okay.
And you can be in multiple playlists and you can be getting money from all angles. And also talk to experts. This industry, we lack experts. They are there, but people don't talk to them. So we all walk around the people with our opinions and then we will fall.
Let's see.
Talk to experts and let's all grow the industry.
Thank you.
Last one.
Oh,
My conversation about the albums, I had a great conversation with you over the weekend.
Yeah. I'm releasing
it
that.
comes out today at 5 p.m.
Oh no, just 11:30.
11:30.
Yeah.
I said everything in there. If you want to know the tricks on how to build as an artist and why you should do an album, Sammy Flex TV, also on Music Africa on YouTube. It's gonna be live. Check it out. Give me your comments, guys. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Let's have a conversation.
Thank you so much, Nana Aredu. And Kobiche, the final person to speak, and we will say goodbye to this session. Do you want to ask was Manny at this is Tema? So do you want to ask him why he did not come?
Okay, maybe.
No, you were part of the organizers, so maybe you want to ask. I can give you the floor.
If he's the organizer, he knows more than even me.
So why did you guys not invite me?
I'm the only angel can say when
Rapper 101.
You do well. You pass the ball.
Of course, I mean, low-key, some of us, they film.
No, wait. Wait. Why are you not openly? Why are you not feeling him openly, but you are saying low-key? Because you are a sack native. I don't know why you are loving him low-key.
The fact that I'm even out to say that I respect
why?
him.
So all sack natives, you know they feel them. All sack natives, they feel that guy. You guys they fear, but I know they talk. Low-key.
Time. And I mean, when I come on this platform, I mean, let's try and push away the sack nation.
You didn't lie. You didn't lie. Low-key, they feel up.
Oh, no, of course. Look, cry the back up. Yeah. I think yesterday I put up a post about currently artists with solid fan base. And his name came out and people were trying to argue. He's not loud, but he's been able to accumulate himself some numbers, core fans. And I think I really respect him for that. Anytime his Facebook posts, Twitter, Instagram, his crazy reactions. So I really respect him for that. And his song beer with team content, you can't miss out. But from A to Z,
he stick to the game.
Content, theme, and his music videos. And and the fact that he portrays the Africanism in his video, big ups to you. God bless you.
Nice one. Now,
wow, that was
money,
so thank you, man.
Money, I'm not that. Now, also M.anifest, they sack one or a dope pine rap.
I mean, they both have their own styles.
But the money is almost like he could be a body double to sack in the GRO. So that's an unfair question. I should say take 1 or 2 women. Way back.